Hello, my name's Keith and I'm known as Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to do a video as to why you should pray for your enemies. And this takes a lot of emotional maturity. It takes a lot of changing your introspection, trajectory, your perspection, and your direction. So it's a whole mouthful of words. It's basically angel lingo. So this is going to take a lot of thinking process, but it's not a lot of thinking at the same time. You essentially in this world would like everyone to do well for the Lord. The goal on this planet is to try to make everyone do well. And I teach a lot about videos about how to remove enemies, how to get rid of enemies, etc. But the real story is it's sad that these people are your enemy. It's sad. You're worrying about I'm not going to say you're worrying. You're minding your own business. You're paying attention to your life, and someone makes you to be their enemy. Do you know how much time that takes? Like you literally have a fan. That's literally like your number one fan. So this person's devoting their time, their energy, their efforts towards you. And it's incredible because they could take that time they put into you and they could put that money, because time is money, they could take that money that they're giving you in essence, because their time is money and they're putting it in your bank. So your haters are literally paying you. That's why when you wear crystals such as citrine, it's literally, it takes a hater's energy and it puts it in the crystal and it passes it to you as financial abundance. Your haters are literally paying you. So in essence, it's good to have enemies around. It's good once you see what happens to your enemies, and yes, it's good because you realize that you're protected through the Lord, especially when you're wearing gemstones. The gemstones are on autopilot. It's like literally autopilot. So that's the biggest thing. When you are doing your own thing and these people are making themselves your enemy, yeah, it's like, okay, cool, my enemy is crashed, they're burning, etc. They're no longer on this planet. Because people will try stuff like, oh, this is a big point, and yes, I make faces, keeps you guys attention. So people will try black magic, and then when they try black magic on you, it offs them. It's like, it removes them, and you're like, oh yay, they're gone. Versus, it's cool that they're gone because they're no longer trying that with anyone else, but that was just sad. You ask God to come here, and God lets you come here, then you're born here. So some people are able to remember before they're born, which is the in-between life stages. So when you get here, it's a gift of life. It's literally a gift to be here. It's like, thank you, Lord. You are on planet Earth. Like, not many people can be here. Why do you think there's so many angry spirits in the afterlife and so many things fighting to be here? I can't say too much more, but let's just say, I can't say too much more, but let's just say a lot of stuff tries to come to Earth, and it really can't. It really can't. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. So, your enemies will try to get your attention. They'll try to do things behind your back, but when you have your protections up, and everything's good, and everything's set, the Lord deals with your enemies. But the thing is, your enemies need prayers too. So most of your enemies a lot of your enemies are unsavable. So maybe that person had no one to ever pray for them. So you pray that the person learns, and so that they become a better person, even in the afterlife, that when they get into the columns of the earth in Sheol, or in the deepest part of Sheol, and they're burning up, that they understand, that you may teach them to learn. So for people who are like minor enemies, like, okay, this person did bad, but they're on the path of good. It just depends on how devoted they are to being your enemy. But for example, let's just say you know someone who they took a shot at being your enemy and now they got corrected. Pray for the person to know better, because sometimes that person just doesn't know better. They just don't know. So you ever see, for example, sometimes people's dogs will jump on the table and eat the food, but then you're mad at the dog, and then the dog it kind of knows what it did, but it doesn't really know at the same time, because that's not how that dog's brain works. And it's like, and same thing with cats. So for example, a cat walked by and knocked something over like 2 hours ago, and you got home, it's like, how dare you? And the cat's just like, oh, okay, meow, meow, meow. So the thing is, like, some people just don't know, and when you pray and you ask the Lord, please bless this person with knowledge and consciousness that they know exactly what they're doing. Lord, please let them 100% know. Like, don't let this go past them. Let them have complete awareness. And especially some of your more aggressive enemies, when they're trying stuff with you, say, Lord, please wake this person up to showing them that this is their own energy. Please make it obvious for them. If they don't get it, please show them more. So getting into a habit, and This video's topic was suggested by my beautiful angels through the Lord, and this is actually something I don't really think too much about because I just don't really think about this too often. I'm like, okay, I pray for my enemies that they learn, but sometimes they need more in-depth prayer. Sometimes the prayer needs to go like, it just depends on the degree of enemy. So you can establish, okay, they're 0% your enemy, 0 out of 10, that's not their enemy. 1, a very minor nuisance. 2, 3, 4, it's like, okay, you're getting there. 5, it's like, okay, this person's trying to, like, they're trying to find out. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So when you find out what degree this person is to being your enemy, you really, really have to understand that the more good they have in their souls, the more actual good they have in their souls, the more they're able to be saved. So sometimes them getting slapped in the face with karma will make them the best person ever. It'll make them the best person ever. So they'll always have that story. For example, if someone, let's just say someone snapped at you, and the person, like an hour after they snap at you, they fall down and hit the ground. And they're just like, sometimes they're like, well, that just happened out of coincidence. Versus if you pray for that person, and then you say, Lord, please let them know that this was their karma. And then versus now that person has the knowledge, and they're thinking like, hey, maybe I should not have done wrong. And then they're like, okay, so that's the thing. When you're on the path of righteousness, someone's eating food. I can smell it. I'm on a fast right now, so I can smell it. But when you're on the path of righteousness, that's the thing. You have to understand that they don't understand. And when you pray for that they understand, then it makes it better. It makes it better, even if the person doesn't come anywhere near. And that's the thing. Ask it for these people to move closer to God. One way or another, they will. But make sure. I mean, the thing is, the goal is for them to do on Earth, so they know on Earth before they get to the afterlife. A lot of people think it's just justice planet, justice world. Nope. There's a whole. I mean, we know basically nothing. The Lord knows everything. We barely know anything. So that's the thing. These people will get in the afterlife and they'll still be a rotten person. But when you ask for that person to elevate, at least they did a little elevation and they're still got to decide a little bit more. Let me talk more about that. So these prayers that you have, basically you ask the Lord to make your enemies better people so that they're no longer your enemies. Let's talk about, for example, stalkers. I see online, oh, this will off your stalkers. Versus if this person actually had a life, and if this person actually had some love in their life, this person had some form of blessing, they wouldn't be stalking you. And that's the straightforward truth. It's like, pray for your stalkers. Ask the Lord to bless them. People are like, okay, how do you make a stalker go away? You ask the Lord to send them a blessing, and they get so busy with the blessing they don't even come around. So there's so many people barbecuing over here. I smell barbecuing. I'll talk about that later. But I'll talk about barbecuing later. But I'll talk about because even like you pray over everything. Pray over your barbecue, because the barbecue almost caught on fire because they walked away. They used the bathroom and they didn't check on it. That's why prayers are important. But pray over your enemies. Pray over and pray for. Pray over so that they don't come near you. Pray for so that they get corrected, so that they have knowledge. Knowledge is key. Most of the time, if people knew that they were doing wrong, they'd stop doing it. So they'd learn very fast. So number one, you pray for, and yes, I'm paying attention to my surroundings. You pray for knowledge for your enemies. You pray for them to be protected. And if you see me missing a ring, I'm actually replacing it. I just noticed that. I didn't even I'm replacing the ring. So if you're like, what? So number one, for people to understand that what they're doing is causing problems, knowledge. Number two, you're gonna pray for that person to be protected from themselves and other people to be protected for them, or from them, So a bubble around them. Inside the bubble they have knowledge. Number three, you're gonna pray for your enemies to get stopped in their tracks, for the doors to be their own worst enemy, and the enemy of others to be closed. And yes, I look around because it's Florida. I'm always making sure. The Lord protects me, but I make sure I do my part as well. So that's the thing. They have to have knowledge. They have to be protected from themselves. They have to be protected from, and you can ask that your enemies are protected from others too. For example, if there's someone around your enemy who's making them a bigger enemy or giving them fuel, ask the Lord to cut them off. And this actually goes perfectly hand in hand with my video from yesterday. Specific prayers matter. Get specific. If you want your prayers to come to life, get specific. So think about some of your prayers. It's like, okay, I pray for my enemies to stay away, and I pray. Like, you can do it generally, but if you actually were able to, well, I'm not gonna say this. Some of you, let's just say there's a certain way to check on your enemies. And it's just checking on them to learn, not checking on them to be nosy, because in the end of the day, you have no enemies. The Most High God comes first, and when they make you their enemy, they're actually making him their enemy. So bless whoever, you have to read, these quotes are in my head on the spot. So basically, whoever blesses him, I will bless, and whoever curses him, I will curse. So God is at your back. God is at your back. So that's the thing. They're going toe to toe with God, but maybe these people just don't have anyone praying for them. It is good karma for you to pray for them too, but prayer is everything in this situation. The thing is, humans think that they know that, oh, if I do this, if I do this and this little. No, whatever God decides will happen. Whatever you do is either in accordance to his plan or not in accordance to his plan. So I'm going to teach you some crystals so not even have to worry about enemies. Black tourmaline from FloridaStoneman.com as a necklace, or the custom necklace, because the custom necklace has other gemstones in it, especially prescribed to you. So you wear the necklace and you never worry about enemies again. You never. So you get to learn more about your enemies. It's like, okay, this person keeps trying to make me their enemy, and it keeps ending up worse for them. So a custom necklace from Florida Stoneman will never have you worrying about enemies through the Most High God. Now, number 2. Yes, there's a little, I'm seeing a little, it's like a zoo around here. I'm seeing like little puppies and dogs in my rear view mirror running. But yeah, this is why I'm in Florida. I gotta keep my eyes peeled. Gotta know who's behind me, and including the little puppies in the rear view mirror. I'm not gonna show you the puppy because it's invasive, but that's the thing. So when you get a Florida Stoneman custom necklace through the Most High God, it's blessed. You don't worry about enemies, but you see what happens to your enemies, and it's like, so, and that's the importance of praying for your enemies, because they'll try something again, they'll try something again, and then they won't understand it. So it's just like, it's like someone getting a spanking, but they don't know what they're doing wrong. Versus when you ask them to know what they're doing wrong, they'll know. They'll 100% know. And they can't say that they didn't know at the end of their life. So either they stop or they keep going. And when they keep going, their soul comes out to the point where now they're being removed more as an enemy, because they know what they're doing is wrong and they're doing it more. So there's a high chance God will just remove that person. So there's a high chance God will just pluck them out, because knowledge is key. To know something and to do wrong is completely different than to not know and then to then do wrong. So it's very important. This is a video topic. It's just like a lot of people are like, well, it's tough to pray for your enemies sometimes. It's tough, but you have to humble yourself. Know that you don't wish anyone harm. When we do return to the centers at Florida Stoneman, we don't wish the person harm. We wish for them to learn. Sometimes for someone to learn means they have to go through something that ends up happening anyway. But what if everyone on this planet was just a good person? Because think about this. Everyone was a baby at one point. Is every baby bad? No, they're human. I mean, human babies, small child, are naturally innocent. So everyone started off naturally innocent. Everyone got that chance, and then something took that chance away from them. So through the progression of that person's lives, so basically as their life progressed in this life, and even in the past lives, is when demons came, entities, energy, circumstances, and it helped their soul decide. But maybe something to help their soul decide would be just a prayer for them. Like, Lord, I ask that what hits this person, that they learn from it and they stop trying it. And if they keep trying it, that they may find out maybe later on. So just, you have to think of something specific, because every enemy is very specific. So pray for them to be a better person. Pray for that, whatever hits them, to make them a better person. And it's like, well, I don't want to pray for return to sender. Sometimes they'll come for you, and until you have nothing left, if they didn't get hit by return to sender. I know people in the spiritual community way back then, they're like, no, I want to send my enemies love and light. And those people had everything taken away from them because they didn't put up a big enough fight. And the fight, most importantly, resides in the Most High God. So make sure you ask the Lord, ask Jesus to remove the enemy, remove their influences, and get specific. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Get a Florida Snowman custom necklace. Every single person who has a custom necklace is flourishing. Flourishing, especially the ones who reach out to me for help, because you have a lifetime of spiritual mentoring. Until then, I will see you guys next time. You can get that necklace on floridasnowman.com. I don't know if I made that clear, but because everything is Florida Snowman. Instagram Florida Snowman, Florida Snowman on YouTube, Florida Snowman on .com. But make sure you're praying for your enemies, guys. Get the custom necklace, and until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao. God bless all of you. I say next time you'll see me with a ring.